Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Bitcoin Trade here. And just want to go over some quick headlines. Um, Massive attack, massive hack. It pays back time for Silk Road 2. An interesting article. Apparently, the loss of bitcoins through the Silk Road 2 looks like the administrators are trying to pay back the bitcoins for its customers and all that. Interesting article. Let me just kind of go back here and then here another one from CoinDesk, the rise of cryptocurrency gift economy. Another interesting article. So these are just some headlines that I caught my eye, and then this one's big. Bitcoin exchange Mt. Gox plans to resume withdrawal soon. So let me see if I can find you guys the actual letter. Okay, so here's the actual letter, and basically apologizes, saying it's going to test out its new software and everything. And I have to admit, Mt. Gox is a leading indicator. Okay, it came out first with this announcement, and I think once they fix their fix, that they're going to get they may not be number one, but they're going to be number two or three, and people are still going to use them because you know they just I'm going to still use them. I don't have a problem with them at all. I think there's nothing wrong with the platform. You may not be able to get your money out, but I never tended to ever get my money out. My intention was to trade, use Mt. Gox as a trading platform to trade bitcoins. And if I need bitcoins, I expect withdrawal of bitcoins more than money. So I don't have a problem with Mt. Gox whatsoever. I never intended to really withdraw money out of these exchanges. My whole point was to gain in Bitcoin. If I wanted money, I trade in the real world where people literally give me like money, real hard, physical money that I can touch. So if you are looking for money, you need to trade in the real world, and you need to work with the banking system in order to do that. So if you have a lot of bitcoins and you basically gain them through a criminal activity, you're screwed. Okay, you're gonna get taxed somewhere. All right, and you can't escape taxes. You can't escape tax. You can't escape death. So, anyways, good luck to all those criminals. Hopefully, you'll get caught and go to jail. That's what I'm hoping. Anyways, I'll do another episode series on that. So there's a letter from Mt. Gox, and apparently by Thursday, they'll make another announcement. So they are keeping in touch with their customers. You just have to go, if you're a Mt. Gox customer, you just have to go to the news or the support and just get the feedback that way. And so I have no problem with Mt. Gox. I actually like trading on their platform, and the price is phenomenal. Look at the look at the price. It's actually gone up. It's gone up a little bit, but I've been anything every time it goes up and comes down, down at these levels, I buy around these levels. I bought around this level. Anytime it goes back up and then comes back down, I buy it again. I mean, I've been just strategically making small little buys. I can't believe the small little buys that I make. I've gotten so much bitcoins. It's ridiculous in my opinion. But so I'm waiting for them to allow withdrawals, and I'm not going to leave Mt. Gox. I still think Mt. Gox is a valid platform to trade off of. Okay, and on top of that, look at the volumes now. There we go. Look at the volumes. Look at that. Okay, And look, whoa, hey, look at that. Mount Gox is on top again. Okay, there's something going on here. Mount Gox is on top. It's the price is very attractive. If they start allowing withdrawals, man, a couple things can happen. If people pull their bitcoins out, it's going to raise the price in Mount Gox and decrease the price over at these two other indices, or maybe any other indice if whatever they want to trade at Europe or China or whatever. But most likely, a lot of these people will probably go to Bitstamp or Bitsy, one or the other, probably Bitsy. But you're going to see a raise in value at Mount Gox and a decrease in value at Bitstamp or Bitsy. It just, that kind of makes sense to me. All right. So everything's going to level out on its own, by itself, independently. All right. And that's what I think is going to happen. So look at the volumes now. Guess what? Mount Gox is on. This is probably mostly selling volumes, but then again, if you in Bitcoin value, a lot of people are buying. Say, I'm buying and selling. I'm actually just mostly buying. I know there's a lot of people who are selling, but I'm actually buying. The best time to buy is when people panic and sell. I mean, so you got to be really long in Bitcoin to take advantage of this. If you're long in U.S. dollars, you're going to be on the wrong side of the trade. So where was I? Excuse me. Yeah, I still have my cold here. So there's that. And then, oh yeah, okay. Regulators and hackers put Bitcoin to the test. So they're talking about the future regulations and or the hackers, the attack on Bitcoin recently. So with that in mind, with all the new guidance that came out, I decided to do a couple things, and I'll try to do it in future episodes. But I actually took the time to read and do some research on the Bank Secrecy Act. It's also known as something else, but I'll get into that later. And also, along with the Bank Secrecy Act, a lot of the Patriot Act, the U.S. Patriot Act, was injected into the Bank Secrecy Act. And so I decided to go ahead and look into that as well, because at the time, when the Patriot Act was passed, of course, America was under attack. And so, I didn't really bother looking into it. Whatever it was, I didn't have any problems with it. But now that I'm getting into Bitcoin, I'm starting to take notice on certain regulations and laws. So I decided to go ahead and just actually read the Bank Secrecy Act, just find out what it is, what it means. And also, since the U.S. Patriot Act was injected into the Bank Secrecy Act, I decided to go and read that. And it does allow for government agencies to, how can I say? I'll just put it simply: allows government to spy on you without letting you know. And ironically, that's what the Bank Secrecy Act is also. It allows the governments and the banks to monitor your activity without letting you know. For the most part, that's what it is. So it kind of sounds weird. The Bank Secrecy Act sounds like they're trying to protect your identity, but really what they're doing is they're really monitoring your monetary activities. So, but I'll get into another episode on that, and how would that affect a Bitcoin user, and also how it would protect a Bitcoin user. All right, you can use those. Basically they're laws for the most part, or whatever they are. But if you read those, and if you're a legitimate Bitcoin investor, okay, you're a miner, you're a user, you're an investor, whatever. We all know the terms by now. If you're a miner, okay, if you're a miner, you can use the Patriot Act to your advantage to protect you, okay. So I'll get into that in another episode. So I just want to bring this headlines up as it comes up. And then here's another one. Another strike against Bitcoin. This talks about all the problems with the recent past week that, in my opinion, are not really problems. And then here they are again. So this article addresses Mt. Gox in particular. Is it too late for Mt. Gox? I mean, I know a lot of people complain about Mt. Gox. They can't get their money out, poor customer service, all that. I just guess this is one of these situations where customer relations is really important. I mean, um, I read a research one time where patients suing doctors. Um, I think it was like really extremely high, like 95% of the patients that sue doctors, in reality, the doctors were not liable whatsoever. But the reason why the patients sued the doctors is because the way they were treated. So 95% of the times when doctors got sued, it wasn't because anything they've done medically or any malpractice. It was because the doctor or the patients thought that the doctor mistreated them as a person, as a customer service kind of thing, not because the doctor cut off a finger by accident or cut the wrong hand off or something like that. So my advice to Mt. Gox is have some better customer relations, and I think uh, your your complaints will go down. All right. But I'm gonna still trade at Mt. Gox. I have no problems with Mt. Gox. If they could allow Bitcoin withdrawals, that's all I'm looking for. I'm looking to gain Bitcoins. That's it. I've already said I don't really care about the money. I care about the Bitcoins, and that's what that's why I'm trading Bitcoins. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Okay, more promises. So hopefully all this will be done and over, and it'll be business as usual, and I could start trading Bitcoins and gaining Bitcoins. And then this last one here. So finally, if it all works out, um, everything will almost be back to normal. Okay. So let's go to a chart analysis real quick. And first of all, let's take a look at that volume. So we're seeing volume starting to pick up along Mt. Gox, and then it's Bitstamp and BitC. All right. So things are almost kind of getting back to normal as far as the volumes, what they typically normally are. But we'll have to see about the price. Now this is going to be very interesting. If they allow the withdrawals of Bitcoins, they say they would moderately kind of do it. They'd test it out. I think that's just their way of saying they want to know how many people are going to just bail on them. But if they do, I mean, the less Bitcoins there are at the exchange, it's going to raise the value. So, and then the Bitcoins that are put into a different exchange is going to lower that value. So you got to see what you're looking at here, and if you're smart, in my opinion, I'm going to be at. I have accounts on all of them, so it doesn't matter because I'm doing some hyper trades. So as soon as Mt. Gox releases Bitcoins to their customers, and we're able to withdraw, I'll continue on my episodes on how you can do hyper trading. Basically, the way you can trade Bitcoins on all three exchange, and even send Bitcoins to each exchange, whatever, if you really want to do that. I have my own reasons for doing it, but I'll get into some of those episodes as well. And then let's just do a quick chart on the 2-day, 15-minute, and you see that Bitstamp here, and then here's a BitC, and BitC very similar. And then finally, let's check out Mt. Gox. And and very similar. Different price, obviously, different price, but uh, the movements are similar. So that's what you were looking at here. So let's go here and look at Bitstamp. So I've drawn the lines here, and it's broken out of this long downtrend, but it's following the downtrending top resistance line. Eventually, it looks like it's going to come up against this uptrending line. So a lot of people are probably going to see this, and you're probably going to see a lot of action here. It may start floating back up if it's broken out. If it truly broke out of this downtrend line, should be following this trend here, and hopefully it is. But you never know. If it breaks through, we got more downward pressure. If it breaks up, I think there's been a lot of selling here. So eventually, all the sellers hopefully they're exhausted. And anyways, I've been getting a lot of demand in the real world. So I think these prices they have to go up because people are in the real world buying real Bitcoins for real money, putting real money into my bank account. You know, I can't see how the prices of these are right. I think they're really undervalued in my opinion. From what I'm seeing in the real world demand and exchange demand, it's not matching up in my opinion. And then here's Bitsy, and Bitsy is the same thing, similar, but not quite. But it's above. I notice above the downtrending line. Doesn't follow it. It's kind of going sideways now. It broke out, now going sideways. And when I see that, there's a good chance that it's just trying to reach a certain point, maybe waiting for the support line before it breaks up again. So there's a lot of things happening here, which is a good sign. It's not going back down like it was previously. Like, let me see if I can show half an hour. So it wasn't hitting up and then going back down, and hitting up and then going back down. See, there's a big push, and then now it's going sideways, breaking out of this down channel. So there's some good there's a good possibility that this is going to be an uptrend channel here. And then let's look at good old Mt. Gox. Sorry, good old Mt. Gox. Yes, I still trade there, and I've made some really good buys at these prices. You know, how could you not make a good buy? So, but Mt. Gox is still in that triangle. it's trying to break out, obviously. It's made several attempts to break out, and I think as time goes on, and Mt. Gox is a different play because it's going to be played on the news of the withdrawal, and so these are the notes. If you see how these were coming out, let's back up here. And so let me see. Let's go on the 2 hour. So let's go 1 hour. See a little bit better. Okay. So this particular right here, it was very interesting. This was shortly just before the announcement that they have a fix for their software solution, and then of course it quickly went up and then quickly went down again. It bounced up, and then there was more news that they've got a fix, and they'll have some more information soon. See, it bounced up, came back down, and then we got some more information that okay, we got a resolution solved here. Everything's kind of going back to normal, and another pop out, but people are really distrustful with Mt. Gox. That's the problem. And then it's coming back down, and it's hitting this resistance line really close now, and it's got some good, looks like it's got some really good support too. Finally, it has not broken below the support. It's been maintaining this, because I would have a support here and it would just break through. So this is fairly good support. It went out and has come down, went up, and then has not broken down, and it's going back up, and so it's really testing this top resistance line. So if it is true and the withdrawals will continue, I think you're going to see a lot of people starting to buy, and as the withdrawals will be allowed, you're going to start seeing the prices go up. Either A, because people are going to be buying Bitcoins, or B, people are buying Bitcoins and then leaving, which is going to raise the price of Bitcoins at this particular exchange. So so that's kind of what the scenario is, and I'm still going to trade here. I think it's a good idea to diversify your currency holdings into different exchanges. So if you ever get caught up in a situation with this again with Mt. Gox, you can have other exchanges where you have access to your Bitcoins or funds and still be able to trade. I mean, I was still trading all this time. So I didn't, I wasn't making like $100,000 trades. I was just making very small. For the amount of money and the price of Bitcoin, wow, I was getting some really good deals. I could not pass them up. All right. And so that concludes this episode here. I'm still documenting Mt. Gox until Mt. Gox actually dies. I'll still trade there. I don't have a problem. I actually enjoyed the massive volatility that was going. Look at it. I mean, it went from this up $100, down $200, up $100, down $100. I mean, look at the action on this. How could a trader, someone who knows how to experienced trader, how could you not love this? I was enjoying it. I wasn't pulling my hair out and stressed out. I was like trading. I was still trading. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I'm going to end it off on Mt. Gox because it's going to be the question of the week, I guess, is will they resume Bitcoin withdrawals? So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, dislike, leave a comment, even do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.